The secret to ranking number one on Google Shopping, it lies in retention and repeat purchase rates, which seems counterintuitive. How does Google Shopping tie into your Klaviyo and EDM strategy? And that's what I'll be diving into in this video. Now, a quick disclaimer is that this really only applies to brands that want to win their entire niche or their entire industry. If you want to be number one, if you want to be the biggest brand in your industry, then this applies and this is what you should be looking at. If you're looking to only spend a few $1,000s a month on Google Shopping and be profitable, it doesn't really matter where you rank as long as the ROAS is there, then this isn't going to really be that applicable to you, but you can still take the core principles and apply them into your brand. So the key to winning in your niche on Google Shopping is to first understand that Google Shopping is primarily a race to whoever has the best first purchase contribution margin. On a second price auction system, the only way that you dominate the platform is by being able to pay the highest CAC costs. Brands think that they can hack their way to number one with a $40 product that has 30% contribution margins, while their competitors are pushing bundles at $90 with supply chain efficiencies that allow them to operate on 50% margins, and they have really strong repeat purchase rates on the back end. The reality of Google Ads is that if you want to rank number one for the best keywords, you need to be able to afford to pay the highest CPCs in the market. And let me run you through an example of what that looks like and the two levers that you have that you can pull on to do so. Brand number one in this instance has CPCs of $1. Brand number two has $1.10. So brand number two is ranking higher. They're ranking in the number one position. Conversion rates on brand number one sit at 1%. On brand number two, they sit on 2%. And then that then flows down to a $100 CPA versus a $55 CPA. So brand two can afford to pay more to rank in the number one position because they have better conversion rates on site. So number one is you want to be looking at maximizing your conversion rates to allow you to pay more to rank in the number one position. And then number two is maximizing your contribution margin. So running through a very similar example, let's say that brand one and brand two both have CPAs of $50, but brand one has a contribution margin of 55 and brand two has a contribution margin of 70. Well, then in terms of contribution profit, we're sitting at $5 on brand one and $20 on brand two, which means that brand two, if they want, can go and increase their CPCs, pay more to rank higher, let their CPAs inflate to $60, and they still make more than brand one. And so because there's more margin in brand two, they can afford to pay more, they can afford to rank in the number one position, get more traffic, scale to larger heights. Now, there's a few different ways that you can improve contribution margin. There's operational efficiencies, there's cart value, and there's lifetime value. Now, these are just a few points on the screen. You can improve your supply chain efficiencies, so you can lower COGS. You can improve shipping costs through higher volume orders. You can improve fulfillment fees through being more strategical with the partnerships that you're making with your 3PL service providers. You can improve cart value. So you can have improved pricing power within the market, allowing you to price higher. You can improve your upsells and cross-sells. You can improve your average cart value through bundling. Or you can improve your contribution margins through having improved lifetime value, which means simply higher repeat purchase rates. And this is where an EDM and a retention strategy ties directly into Google Shopping performance. So let's go back to another example on how you can maximize your lifetime contribution margin. So this is the margin that you unlock over the lifetime of a customer being acquired with your brand. Once again, let's take brand one and brand two, both at a CPA of $50 and both have a contribution margin of $60. Brand A, 10% of customers repeat buy. Brand B, 20% of customers repeat buy. What that ends up flowing into is a lifetime contribution margin of brand one of $66 and brand two has $72. A lifetime profit, when we go down to net, we minus off the CPA cost, the cost to acquire the customer, of 16 versus 22. So you can see that brand two has a 37.5% higher net profit number because they have a 10% higher customer repeat purchase rate. Because brand two is doing a better job on the retention side, they're making more profit per customer, which allows them, if they want, to be more aggressive with their CPAs and they can bid higher and they can rank higher. So the secret to ranking number one on Google Shopping is to maximize retention and repeat purchase rates. If you can drive repeat purchase rates up and you can maximize retention, it unlocks profitability on that second, third, fourth purchase that can then fuel your efforts on the front end of Google Shopping. There are brands in industries that aren't even profitable on first purchase as they're acquiring new customers on Google Shopping. But the reason why they can do so is because they know that they will be profitable due to the fact that they sit at 30-40% repeat customer rates. And in doing so, they can outrank all of their competitors. They can steal all of the traffic away from them on the Google Shopping network, and they can maximize their existing customer database and continue to grow.